Good evening. Tonight I have the honor to introduce our valedictorian. Before I even met Andrew Clauder this year, he already learned of his reputation of being a studier of religions and the martial arts. As I had the opportunity to get to know him throughout the year, I also found I was proficient in football, a budding chess master, a sculptor of balloons, excuse me, a swordsman. He actually taught me a few fencing moves for a talent show we did this year. And he is also going to be studying to be a cardiovascular surgeon. So without further ado, let me introduce this year's valedictorian, the reader of religions, the swashbuckler of swords, the guardian of the gridiron, the checker of checks, the blower of balloons, and the only senior to not show up in time to opt out of speaking, Andrew Clauder.
Thank you for that. That was unique. I guess I'm supposed to give a speech here. I guess I'll just go. Well, senior class has come pretty far this past year. When we started it, I didn't know what to expect. A small class in a small school is something I'm pretty used to, but not in a school that's different from the one I'm usually from. I came from a school called St. Albans. It was an Episcopal church in Arlington. Some of you might have seen it in the newspaper when it closed down a couple weeks before this last school year started. I've been going there for 12 years, ever since kindergarten, and I was kind of hoping for a 13th. I knew every part of that school like the back of my hand, and if you took me there today, I could take you on a tour of that entire campus blindfolded. I'd never known anything else, and I was afraid. I was afraid that what lied beyond the walls of this school was something I wasn't going to be ready for, and what the world had in store for me for my final year of high school was something I couldn't handle. When St. Albans closed, my family and I struggled to find a place to go. We checked every place we could think of, and when we had almost given up hope, out of the blue, Coach Sean O'Connor reached out to us and asked if I could play football for him. I came on as a little wet-eared recruit. I didn't know a thing about football. Are you kidding me? I mean, come on, I'm a science geek. He taught me a few things, and he took me under his wing and showed me how everything's supposed to work. He also taught me about moving on and making peace with what's in the past. He helped me come to terms with losing my old school, which had been like a second family to me. I'll never forget what he taught me, not for a very long time. The rest of the teachers taught me valuable things as well. Mr. Walker taught me how to write my very first poetry. Well, the first one with mention. And he also taught me to how to accept, who I am, and be proud of what I have. Ms. Perkins showed me the inner workings of calculus, even if sometimes she had to hammer it over my head a few times. She also showed me how to keep my cool when I get frustrated, and something I can hope I can always hold on to. Ms. Lau gave me the most rigorous workload of human anatomy I've ever studied. Considering how much of a science dork I am, that's saying quite a bit. She also gave me a greater understanding of what people are like underneath. And because no matter what you think you know about someone when you first see them, chances are you don't know anything at all. Mr. Hall showed me how our country runs so I can safely say that two people know how it works. He also showed me that our unique talents are a gift that should be shared with pride so that everyone can enjoy them. And finally, Mr. Holycross broadened my religious horizons and helped me reach a new understanding of what God wants of us all. Plus, he helped the seniors figure out some pretty funny pranks to do this last week, and that's always good. He also taught me what a true friend is, and that no matter what, a true friend will always be there when you need him. What I'm getting at here is that there's more out there than what we already know. More that we need to learn to grow into better people so we can give back to the world that's given us everything. And the faculty and staff of Christway helped me realize this. There are hundreds of places for us to visit, thousands of things for us to see, and millions of people for us to meet all over the world, waiting for us to go out there and find them. And now that we've all graduated, it would be rude of us to keep them all waiting. Thank you.